Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
I'm always the first one. Is Toby frozen again? Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into episode number 3, numero tres. If we're talking about the crew here at Route 33 Steakhouse, I am your host, Andrew Miller. Sidekick to my right, your left, John Penna. And a frozen, solid athletic director from Roane County High School in Toby Ford. Oh, man, I tell you what, we're excited to be here once again, as we are every single Wednesday night, even though I made sure, here's the deal. So if you see me messing with this, guys, it's because I got the one shorted out in the ear. Technically, I didn't get the one shorted out in the ear. It was originally on John Penna's side of things, but I didn't want him to complain, so I'm taking the one that I can't hear out of half the time.
Tell your boss to get us a new set of
Swolby's fault.
I believe it is Swolby who ripped this thing off the hinges. So I will say that it's our buddy Swolby's fault for my lack of hearing out of my left ear. It's not like
it's not Mike Snyder's fault.
It's not Mike Snyder's fault. That would have been my right ear for a year and a half. Yeah. And it's not the fact that I almost drowned in a river saving my brother. It's a Wonderful Lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite movie of all time. We welcome you. It is another great week to be a Roane County Raider fan. We've brought Toby Ford in once again, our athletic director, not just at Roane County High School, but now at Spencer Middle School.
Yes.
He's certainly no worse for the wear. He looks like he's well rested.
I took a nap before I came over here.
Toby, we wanted to bring you on to talk about all things Raider sports. There's things that you just know that are going on, and there's things that we don't remember to talk about. So I always want to give you the opportunity to come in here and give us any sort of updates that we may or may not be missing or may or may not have missed. Now, I do know with regards to the weekly schedules, things are subject to change in fall, winter, and spring sports. And I do believe, if I'm not incorrect, there is already a change up in the volleyball schedule for tomorrow. Is that correct?
There is. I was checking on things like I always do to make sure everybody's confirmed and officials are ready to go and the teams are ready. And Jacob Nelson from Charleston Catholic said, I don't have you on our schedule tomorrow. And I said, oh, he said he thought when he talked to the other coach, that the former coach that scheduled the matches, that they canceled both. But then he reread his text and said we couldn't make it to his place, but they could still play at ours. And he thought it said both, so he went ahead and canceled them. So we hope he's supposed to get back to me. October 4th, we have a dual schedule with Sissonville. We'll just make it a try.
Why not?
Right.
Well, so good. You get more money that way, right?
And more money in officials. I mean, it's...
I promise you I won't show up to that one and ruin the gate receipt. So there is already an update for the schedule. So tomorrow there will not be a home match for volleyball.
No volleyball home tomorrow. However, Saturday there is a quad at home.
Okay.
I think I heard you say you thought it was at Riverside. But
I'm an idiot.
It's...
Don't listen to anything that I truly have to say, folks.
But so they'll be in action Saturday at 10 a.m. at Roane County. a quad with Wahama, Gilmer, and Riverside.
Okay, so good time to have that. Starts at 10 a.m., you said?
10 a.m. Yep.
Okay, so if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday morning, I will be driving to Parkersburg that morning to take my dogs to get groomed finally. They have left a mess of shed and hair. They're building those winter coats, but they've been shedding the summer coats for the last 4 months. I've got hair all over my house. I wake up and it's in my eye. It's nonstop. So I'm going to give them a de-shedding treatment, and hopefully that takes care of some things.
I hope.
I hope so, because it's really frustrating. Speaking of frustrating dogs, you know the deal, right?
Oh yeah, I know all about that.
You got a couple of
Yeah,
them.
I got a couple good boys. They are a pain in the butt a lot.
Well, it's okay. It's
but,
okay.
You know.
Well, Toby, what else is going on in the world of Raider sports this week? Give us an idea of what we're missing tonight, if anything, and what's on deck for the next few days.
Missing tonight. Well, golf played this evening in Sistersville, Tyler Consolidated match. Of course, they play, it seems like almost every other day. Golf's always playing.
Yep.
And they finish sometimes upper half. They're getting better, I think. It's like you said every year, it's like they always peak when it's region and state tournament time.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that, so.
Peaking at the right time, right?
Yeah. So they're hard at work. Soccer has, I think they've played 4 matches already, and they play tomorrow at home. No, tomorrow at Hannon. Saturday also at home. Saturday they're at home at 11 o'clock versus Tyler Consolidated.
Oh, so no wonder you said 8 days a week for you. So you're saying that you're going to have to be at the facility up there at Rowan County High School, not only for volleyball quad, but also for a soccer match.
A soccer match, yes, sir.
Yikes.
Which we had to move from 12 to 11 because as soon as 4 of those soccer kids get done, they're going to get on a bus and go to Tyler Consolidated for a band competition. So
I love seeing that.
I voted to just let them get on the bus with Tyler Consolidated when the soccer match is over and just ride up with them. But no one wanted to do that.
Nobody wanted to listen to you on that one? What does Toby know? He's only been running this program for so many years that it's a well-oiled machine. Wanted to go back real quickly, Toby, that the golf team, we're waiting for final results here for that match at Sistersville Country Club today. We do have a couple of finals for Rowan County. Carter Kinder carding a 53 in that 9-hole event. Ben Nichols right now, the medalist for Rowan County, shot a 44 today. Still waiting on final scores for Watson Nichols, Eric Starcher, Aiden Jett, and Cash Williams.
Let's see if they're done yet.
I hope you've got that Wanamaker app. All right, good. I'm glad you do.
Everybody's a final.
Okay, so what do we have other than Ben Nichols and Carter Kinder? What are the rest of the scores for Rowan County?
Eric Starcher shot a 41.
Oh, wow, okay.
Let's see. Ben Nichols a 44. Cash Williams a 48. Aiden Jett a 49. Watson Nichols a 50.
All right.
And Carter Kinder a 53.
Okay, so well done there for Rowan County. A couple of low 40 scores there, led by Eric Starcher, the team medalist in the event, followed by Ben Nichols.
They finished 5th of 7 teams.
Oh, wonderful. And there you go, as you talked about. They're always in that upper middle, lower middle.
Yeah, right in the middle somewhere.
Also sent a couple of golfers to an event back on September 8th at the Golf Club of West Virginia. That is a course over in the Parkersburg, Williamstown area that's very near and dear to my heart. It's where I qualified, by the way, for the state tournament. Way back in the day.
The first ever
state tournament.
Qualifier.
The first ever state tournament, it feels like at this point.
When the trees were still short enough you could hit over them.
Yep, I still complain about that stuff. In that event, by the way, Wyatt Nichols had a team best 55, followed by Bradley Bowen, the junior, with a 59. Also Aiden Jett with a 59 in that event. Joplin Harlan, who is splitting time right now as a volleyball player, a great volleyball player, by the way, and we'll talk about that in a minute, and a first-year golfer for the high school, shot a 60, and then a 67 for Anthony Reese Thornabar. So that's some second-unit guys.
Is he a late addition? Has he been playing?
I think he's been there for a couple weeks.
He's been there for – He's on the original
Oh, okay.
roster that
Okay.
Bubba put in.
I didn't realize that.
So good stuff for Coach Bubba Kendall's crew. When we talk about the sport of golf, we always enjoy that sport of golf. I know John Penna is now hook, line, and sinkered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm talking about all the golf balls he's trying to reach out of the water.
I do. My wife did for Father's Day get me a ball retriever.
Nice.
It's nice. She got me a marker set so I can, show everybody how many I actually lose. Because just the other day, the middle school coach said, "Hey, I found 4 of your balls the other day," and she showed me a picture of them, and then she said, 3 of them were in the fairway, by the way. I don't know how you didn't get those. So I'm thinking if I'm hitting off 3, they're probably down on 5, and that's probably why they were in the fairway.
Well, I think maybe you should not play with the green balls.
Yeah.
It's easier to find.
I play with any color. Like I've even have some of the red ones that Drew
Oh, my
can't
God.
stand. But I play with the red ones just because I know I'm probably going to lose them.
Good point.
Even if they were like translucent, light, bright red. He's playing with like
Dark red.
putt golf, dark red golf
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah.
Can't see him. At least
you
I
can't
can't
see
see
them.
him.
Right.
I would never see them if they landed
Well,
in the
I
grass.
mean,
I
yeah.
would never see them.
Well, you're colorblind,
Correct.
Toby.
Correct. That
So
would
you'd
be like
done for.
Oh,
How do you make it here, by the way? I'm kidding. I'm just joking.
I go on the blue light.
Toby, what else is happening in the world of?
I never
Petty
saw the final results. I could look it up probably on Run West Virginia of the
Ooh.
Chick-fil-A cross country.
Guess
I mean,
who's got that?
All right. I heard there's over 1,000 runners there.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't have the final results as far as where they placed,
Uh-huh.
but I do have some times for the Raider cross country runners. Brandon Charles in his first ever cross country meet, first ever, the senior, decided to become a cross country runner. Finished with a time of 26:04.40 seconds. That's a pretty darn good time for your first ever cross country meet.
Sure.
It's because they gave him a haircut. He doesn't have all that long hair
Long
holding
flow.
him down, holding him
Yes.
back.
Certainly doesn't hurt. Also for the Lady Raiders, of course, you think back to last year, Addie Taylor, who qualified for the state meet. I think one of the first qualifiers in the state meet for quite a while for Roane County. She finished with a team best 24 minutes, 35.8 seconds, followed up by Josie Cox, who just continues to get better and better all the time at everything she does. I think she does like 7 sports right
Well,
now.
she's about to do 8.
She's about to be a wrestler. Is that what you're saying?
We'll talk about that later.
I do believe, and I've said this before, that Coach Burdett maybe has a little bit of, I want her as a defensive back on my team at some point.
Punt returner at least.
At least a punt returner nonetheless. Anyways, as a cross-country runner, just another good athlete she is. 26 minutes, 11.2 seconds, and that was improved on her best from last year by 23 seconds.
Wow.
She doesn't even know what she's doing, I guess, and she's just like, yeah, I'm just going to get a whole lot faster.
Just going to go run.
Yeah. It's the Forrest Gump style. I just liked running.
Shandy has to chime in there.
No, she's not. Yeah, listen.
I'm trying to get her to be the most decorated Letterman.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Josie Cox is also a starting basketball player during wrestling season. And Coach Shandy White says, stay away from her, John.
Oh.
Sorry, Coach.
It's okay.
I tried. Olivia Lincoln-Auger coming in with a time of 34 minutes, 38.5 seconds. So the cross-country runners getting things going with their cross-country. Do you have an idea off the top of your head, the schedule, what's next for the cross-country team?
I think
Maybe Shandy could
I
help
think
us
they're
out.
running right now.
Are they running right now,
I thought
Shandy?
they did today. Or was it yesterday?
They were not practicing
today.
this evening, so I do want to give a quick shout
They
out.
were at the Coonskin Park today, I think.
Was that it? Was that today?
Could have been. Well, Shandy will let us know if they were. She said we ran today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how about you send us the results on this Facebook message there, Shandy? We'll add those to our list as well.
Help us out. We'll get you a koozie, Shandy.
Yeah, we'll get you a koozie since you're not able to
Yeah,
be here since you're coaching.
Drew brought them.
Okay.
Oh.
Listen. Remember the last 2 weeks of this show when I had forgotten that thing right behind us right there? found it about 10 minutes before I came down. We do have the Raider Review show, although both of us are in. I tell you what, I'm going to move away. John, you move away. Oh, never mind. It's on the top of it. Make sure you look at our sponsor, DW Excavating. We do appreciate Doug, Angie, Clay, and the rest of the crew there from DW Excavating. They are and continue to be our exclusive sponsor for us yapping our traps here at Route 33 Steakhouse. We do appreciate that for sure. Route 33. So here's something that I decided. You guys gave me flack for calling it Route 33 Steakhouse, right?
Yeah.
Because you say it's Route 33 Steakhouse. Well, I want you to tell me what's the most famous road in America?
Route 66.
Get your kicks on Route 66, not Route 66.
I don't know.
Get your kicks
I thought it was US
on
119.
Route 66.
119.
I thought it was US 119.
As someone who I would expect to know that song, he should have said the Route 66.
That's how it was, just different.
Oh, you were wrong.
Potato.
You're wrong. No, there's no potato. It's you're wrong and potato. That's all there is to it. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
And then they run Saturday again.
Okay.
The 13th also in Braxton.
Okay. Cool. Heck yeah. Good stuff. So the cross-country runners are off and running.
They are.
Good stuff. Lots of updates here for the Lady Raider volleyball team. And pardon me while I look down to read because I can't do this and this. I'm not a very
Toby
good
will just
person with
freeze.
that.
He'll be the one looking. You be the one reading.
Toby, see if you can CC caption my voice right now.
We're gonna have a staring contest with someone. Here we go.
Ready, begin. Anyways, on September 4th, the Lady Raiders were in a tri-match with Riverside and with St. Albans. The Lady Raiders falling to Riverside 25-21, 25-20 in that event. Ava Martin leading the way with 4 kills, 3 for Lexi Mitchell, 3 aces for Ava Martin as well. Joplin Harlan, this is going to be a stat you're going to hear a lot from Joplin Harlan. She's really the setter, and we've had a lot of those setters each year. You think back to Olivia Moorhead and even further beyond. Joplin has really taken on that role. 10 assists in that matchup. She also was second in the team with 5 digs. Brianna Jones had 6 digs to lead the way in that category. Also for Roane County, they fell in a heartbreaker to St. Albans, 2-1, 25-15. They lost the first set. They won the second set, 25-18, and the race to 15 in the third set. St. Albans outlasted Roane County 15-12. In that match, Ella Keene leading the way with 7 kills. Second to her was Lexi Mitchell with 5. Joplin Harlan added 4. Harlan with 12 assists, 8 digs in that game for Marissa Holcomb, who again is coming off of a bit of an ankle injury. So I was able to go watch them last night and broadcast from Braxton County. Still got that ankle heavily wrapped up with the brace, but good to see her in the lineup and performing. 5 digs apiece for Amelia Pope and for Joplin Harlan. 3 apiece for Lacey Whiting, Ava Martin, Lexi Mitchell, and Ella Keene in that one. Transition to a couple days later, Roane County was in a big LKC invite over at Ravenswood High School. They went 2-2-2 in that event. They lost to Poca, and Poca, my goodness, I remember, Toby, you saw Poca last year with me in volleyball. That group is all back, by the way.
Oh, great.
Yeah, wonderful for everybody else in the state of West Virginia in Class AA. Poca defeated Roane County 25-11, 25-13 in straight sets. Joplin Harlan leading the way with 9 digs, 6 assists, 3 kills for Lexi Mitchell, 5 digs for Marissa Holcomb. She added an ace and a kill. 4 digs for Brianna Jones. Roane County split with Ritchie County, 25-22. Lady Raiders took the first set, losing the second 25-20. 4 kills for Ella Keene. She also added 2 assists and 3 digs in that one. 3 kills apiece for Joplin Harlan, Lexi Mitchell, Ava Martin. 8 assists for Harlan, 6 digs for Joplin to lead the way. Ava Martin with 5 digs. Amelia Pope with a couple of kills and 4 digs for Roane County in that one. Those are all of the statistics we had from that whole weekend. There were 6 matches, but we got 2 of those put down. Now, last night, I got to witness some really good volleyball for Roane County. A best-of-5 series against Braxton County on the road. Roane County dominant in that one, 25-7, 25-13, 25-14. 3 straight sets, Roane County dominant in that one. They were led by a couple of girls who like to swing heavy at volleyballs. 10 kills apiece for Lexi Mitchell and for Ella Keene. Check this stat out, though. Joplin Harlan with 25 assists in that 3-set victory for Roane County. Amelia Pope comes in with a couple kills, couple aces, 13 digs to lead Roane County. Brianne Jones with 10 digs, finishing second in that statistic. Harlan with 8. And then Lexi Mitchell also with those 10 kills, 2 assists, 2 aces, and 6 digs in that one. Ava Martin with 4 kills, 4 aces to help lead the way for Roane County. Josie Proctor, by the way, in that game, 3 kills, 1 ace, and 5 digs. Roane County on the season at the moment, 6-9-2. And Toby, once again, as you said, no match tomorrow, but hosting on Saturday, correct?
Hosting on Saturday morning, that's correct.
And that starts at 10 a.m. We transition very, very quickly to middle school football action. John Penna, I'm going to let you talk about the combined group of Roane County Middle Schools. Well, I should say Spencer Middle School, but it's basically Roane County Middle School. Oh, gosh, don't start. For goodness sakes, people, don't start on me. Anyways, Spencer, Gary, Walton, all combined.
What time are we on right now? I'm going to go back and, all right, check Drew Miller out at this time on the radar review.
Yeah, Spencer, Walton, Gary, students and athletes all combining for Spencer Middle School football, and it was successful, folks. Successful.
Great success. Yeah. Look, they're just our guys. You know what I mean? Played together a lot through youth league, and doing it again right now, and then they'll play together again as they move on. But anyways, great game for the start of the Yellow Jacket season. We took on Summersville on Thursday last week at County Stadium, and came out with a 32-6 victory. In the game, started out a little slow on our first possession. I think the nerves were there. We took over on offense first. Went 3 and out. We punted the ball. Then we played great defense, got the ball back, and proceeded to score. We were up 20-0 at the half, and then we came out, finished it off 32-0 when we got our younger guys in. Younger guys gave up a touchdown, but I bragged on those guys all week. We've got a fairly decent group of 8th graders and a fairly decent group of starters, and our scout team guys have to battle those guys every single day and give us their best look of what we're expecting our opponents to do. And when you have to go against our guys every single day, our younger guys are getting better, and they really played well against most of Summersville's first unit. So we came out on top 32-6, a couple big games, a couple big stat lines for a couple of our guys. Wyatt Lawson had 10 carries, I think, for 175 and 3 touchdowns. And then Chase Pinson had 13 carries for 173 and 2 touchdowns. But overall, man, it was an exciting game for our kids, and it was a great way to start our season off. And tomorrow we will head to Mason County to take on Wamaha.
Wahama is the name, folks. So congratulations to the Yellow Jackets, combining Walton, Gary, Spencer for the first game victory. And I know it's a very exciting season. I know there's a lot of expectations for the middle school there, and hopefully they continue to do great things in theirs. I want to say hi to some people tuning in. Obviously, one of our best fans who's been tuning in for years and always letting us know where he is watching from, or I should say, if my father's watching, from where he is watching. Betty Boggs would be rolling in her grave had I ended that with a
Where's he watching from?
Preposition
Yes.
or whatever. Yeah. Pigpen watching from Rawlins, Wyoming. I'm going to have to look that one up on Google Maps, Pigpen, to figure out where exactly that is. Of course, Shandy White keeping us updated on some things. And, of course,
and trying to keep me away from some of her basketball athletes. Yeah. I will say this. Some of the basketball girls, they have been up on the track and they've been putting in a lot of work just
Yeah.
getting into basketball shape. They've played a lot through the summer, so, and the girls are taking it upon themselves. So I'm proud of what I see them do. There's a few of them there. I know Coach Shandy would like to see a few more out there getting it done.
And, of course, Anthony Browning tuning in. I'm glad to see that he's alive after that first game where Braxton got the old strip 6 to do it. As I mentioned on the air, I was wondering if he and Kayla were doing okay after that play happened. But again,
Well, we got to talk to him a little bit
Yeah.
Monday night when we were running the chains, and we talked to Braxton, and I told him I was pretty proud of the high steps. You know, he had a really good high step, and I think it was just kind of natural for him. So
It might have been.
Yeah.
It might have been. Toby, before we let you go, before we go to a break, I wanted to once again give you the opportunity. We have a home game this Friday night, obviously, and I know that the parking situation has kind of changed a little bit up there at County Stadium when it comes to entering the facility. So I wanted to give our listeners and watchers a chance for you to tell them exactly how they need to get into this ball game once again.
Okay. When you come up the hill and you go down the road by the middle school there, there's going to be somebody there, and they're going to take $5 from you if you want to go park up at the top of the stadium. If you're handicap pass, you can come right in and park right next to the middle school. All that big line of spots right there.
Yeah.
And then Coach Burdett may have passed out some parking passes to his parents that have paid their bills in full. They do it the first night. He gives them a parking pass. So if you have a parking pass, you just got to show that, and you'll be able to go without paying the $5 off the bat. Other than that, I think it went pretty smooth the first week we had it. Of course, we had a trial run with Clay Friday night, so before the big Saturday extravaganza.
Right,
But it worked good, and I think it was a lot more controlled. Cars weren't going zipping back and forth up there, and there's a lot of people walking around and kids. And so if you do go up there, please pay attention and go slow and watch what you're doing. One thing you didn't mention yet, we're probably waiting for Coach Burdett, but the JV update, they are now 2-0 in football.
Well, I guess we could say it, and then I'll let him break it down, or you could break it down for us.
I don't want to break it down. I just wanted to, you told me to give the update, so I am.
I appreciate that from Toby. That's why we bring Toby here.
I think we touched them all. I think we got them all.
I hope we did. If we go back and look and we didn't get something,
We did cross country, we did golf,
we did soccer,
we did volleyball, we did soccer, we did
middle school football. Boy, I haven't gotten any middle school volleyball updates yet.
Yeah.
Priscilla is going to not
Yikes.
be happy with me.
We even did band. They got a competition Saturday.
Yeah.
So I think we've hit them all.
We hit a lot of stuff, folks. We did do a lot of things. Stay tuned. We are going to send it away to our exclusive sponsor, as per always, here at the Raider Review. Now we finally have their logo up there behind us until it falls down. DW Excavating, thank you all so much. We'll be right back with Coach Paul Burdett.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Thing I can always guarantee is that when we go to break, John Penna is going to continue to talk. Yeah, he never lets it go. It's all right, though. Hey, Toby, watch out for that audio cable, buddy.
You know, it's nice to have Toby pulling double duty.
Yeah,
Because as a middle school coach, there are a lot of different things that we have to do in order to make sure that there's not a whole lot of locker room space. Let me just say that. So I'm trying to figure out when there are volleyball games and they need to use our locker room, we have to have a place to be too. So we're trying to figure that out. So it's actually we're working together here.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And I love hearing it directly from the horse's mouth. Sorry I called you a horse there, Toby. But it is good to have the athletic director up there telling us what we are missing, if anything. And we did miss a few things, obviously.
Yeah.
I did want to say we had a great time, as we always do, this past Monday night doing chains for the JV.
We are the official chain gang.
We are the official, unofficial chain gang for the JV team. And they got a good victory over Sissonville in that one. In fact, I wanted to check. I was coming back on the air, John. Give me just a second. I got a message from Joe Mike Rector while we were coming back.
Man.
Joe was the sideline official on the Sissonville side of things on Monday night, and we have an absolute hoot with Joe Mike. He has more fun, I think, officiating those JV games than anybody I've ever met in my life. He's chatted up with the coaching staff, some of the players, us, and when they get a little too rowdy, he's chatted up with the fans in some ways.
Joe had a major foul today at practice. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
He knows what I'm talking about.
He says he's going to
It'd
need
be great to be back at Route 33 here.
Oh, I'm telling you, Coach, it's always nice to be here, and I'll harken it back to 3 years ago, off season, right? Well, I should say 2 years ago, off season, right? When we were thinking about what we were going to do with the show, we'd already squeezed the juice out of the station. And I think it might have been John or Matt, one of the two, that said, why don't we move it to a location kind of like WVU does with their coach's show and Kegler's.
Right.
And so we came to Jorge, obviously, and he was immediately like, yes, let's absolutely do that. And then the hurdle we had to clear was Coach Paul Burdett. Now, we cleared that hurdle in January before we came back around because I knew I'm not springing this on Coach Burdett early.
Right.
And once you had your first burger here, Coach, now we're going to rename the burger. So I am glad that you have gotten on board here at Route 33 Steakhouse.
You know, I think I put some pressure on you because I talked about another radio show and what they did. And I just, I think you were not to be outdone. I think
I will not be. I will not be outdone. My pettiness knows no bounds. None.
Oh, man.
If you heard my response to some of the questions during our first game about showing the band. Anyways.
I thought about that the other day. And the reason I thought about it is because I had a band guy in the barber shop, and I was cutting his hair, and he asked me if I had noticed, he's a freshman, asked if I had noticed. I said, absolutely. I noticed you right off the bat, dude. And his dad was in there with him, and I said, you realize that we can't show the band or we can't play? And he said, I got it.
Okay, good.
So Dad was cool, but Dad also golfs with us sometimes on Monday night.
Well, listen, I am sure that one rant that I had took care of it forever, and I'll never have to explain that again.
Right.
Yeah, probably Friday night. Anyways, I love kids. I love every athlete. I love every student. There are certain things we are not allowed to do, and I'm not going to get back on that high horse again. Yeah. Anyways, I was going to say, Joe Mike Rector says that he needs some compensation for free advertising he's doing for us during the Spencer Middle School soccer game. So apparently Spencer Middle School soccer
is
team
he officiating
playing.
or is he just dadding it?
Listen.
He runs the clock.
The
Clock
scoreboard.
operator, okay.
Oh, wind that clock, Joe.
He didn't mention his foul. Ask him about his foul.
Okay, yeah, we need to know about this foul, Joe, Mike. We need to figure out what this foul is. He said that we're unofficially sponsoring Thursday Night Soccer Trivia, so that's cool. Listen, I'm giving you that car sticker. It's in my truck right now. So as soon as you actually get your own vehicle, we'll not be discussing that on the air. But I know that Joe Mike's had one heck of the last couple of weeks. Coach Burdett, you were privy to that during the halftime.
Was, man. Talking about a string of bad luck.
It comes in threes, I hear. So, yeah. Let's see here. And this, and yeah, three. It comes in threes.
It's a rough week for sure.
Coach, obviously we don't have a lot to break down from last week since you guys were early off.
We don't have anything to break down from last week.
We could go through all the pains and frustrations of actual practices each day, but I won't put you through that any more than you already have been in the moment. So you take care of an early off week, which obviously is never ideal, but it is what it is. And one thing I've realized about your groups of teams over the last few years is they don't seem to let that kind of stuff ever really affect them much. Now, hopefully, like the wear and tear of the season, they can manage through that. That's just an individual game-by-game deal. But the guys that we've seen under your tutelage over the last, 5-10 years especially, they just don't let that stuff bother them at all. It's not even important, it doesn't seem to them.
Well, we try to stay on task. Try to keep it as normal as possible. You don't have a regular week, so to say, but still have goals, still have things we want to get accomplished, and you got to let the kids have a little bit of fun, and we did on Thursday, but still with structure and understanding that there's still work to be done for the day, and and we needed a week. We had some things we needed to fix after Greenbrier West, and some things that we wanted to make sure that we had tidied up before we started moving forward through the rest of the year, because now it's straight through. I mean, there's no break anymore. So, but it was a good week. It was productive, and very odd to be open that early. In 15 years as a head coach, probably the earliest we had been open. I can remember when I first started as an assistant with Coach Hardman. There was a couple years there we were open week 1. That's week 2 is bad enough to be open week 1, where you go 2 scrimmages and then a week off before you start again. That was tough, but it is what it is, and we worked through it and back to normal and back to game week and prep and getting ready for Clay County. So,
well, let's discuss it. Now, again, each year is a different year, obviously. But I would be remiss if I didn't take us back one year ago. I'm sorry.
Gotta bring it up.
So, leading up to that last year's game, obviously, we were all like, well, this is a big rivalry, and it is. It's been truly a great rivalry for numerous years. And it's one of those games where if you're talking coach speak, you can always say, throw out the records, blah, blah, blah. When these two get together, it's anybody's game. And boy, it couldn't have been much more true last year than it was. It was the dogfight shootout of all dogfight shootouts, and it came down to you guys getting 1 point more. And it doesn't matter. 1 point's just as good as 100 points. But that game and that situation certainly reminded that group of guys for you last year. Never, ever, ever to take any game lightly, never to underestimate your opponent, blah, blah, blah. It is true, though. And that was a game that I don't know that it was an underestimation or anything like that. I don't think it was that. I think it was just maybe just the way things happened last year. I mean, you had an explosive dual-threat quarterback on the other side who did everything that he could possibly do in his power and gave it to his guys to keep it close and to be up and down, and your guys were able to somehow claw and respond and make it work. It was just a really crazy, chaotic, fun game.
I bet for a fan it was great.
Oh, yeah. For a fan.
For a fan.
For the two coaching staffs, I bet it wasn't.
It wasn't on my end, and we won. Still wasn't a fun night. No, Drew, what you said at the beginning is absolute truth. It's going to be a dogfight every year, and it doesn't matter if it's played there or played here. It's going to be a ball game, and you got to become prepared to play 4 quarters, and to face some adversity, and to play through it, and be ready to like I said, claw and scratch and fight and dig for 4 quarters to try to pull out a win. I mean, it's like that every year, and I don't see this year being any different. Clay County returns most of their starting offensive linemen, if not all of them. They return 2 All-State receivers.
Yeah.
And a couple other guys that played in there last year. And the name at quarterback isn't any different. The
It's
last
still
name at
Collins.
least, it's still Collins. And he's, he's obviously he's younger than his brother was last year, but still a good little quarterback. I think he delivers the ball really well. He's got pretty good composure in the pocket and can make some plays with his legs when he needs to. So, it's like back to square one. Here we go again. So, you got to be prepared for everything, and they know what we're going to do, and we know what they're going to do. So,
Well, let me ask you, when it comes to game planning for Clay County, and there it goes, by the way. We were waiting for that thing to come down. We're going to figure out some way to get that to permanently stay up. Anyways, that's neither here
Probably
nor
some
there.
hooks.
When game planning for Clay County, obviously they've got a couple of games under the belt now. You've seen them this year. Is it still that air raid attack where they're going to line up 3-4 wide and let Cooper Collins try to throw it all over the place? Is it going to be a little more balanced? Is there anything you've seen this year that leads you to believe that it is not that same just all over the field attack? Now, of course, as you mentioned, they still have Jacoby Nichols. They still have Joel Elliott. They lose the running back from last year, but Brody Scarborough was
healthy.
injured all last year, and he has stepped in that running back role. Is it the same type of offense, generally speaking?
same style offense, yes, but I feel like they may be incorporating the run a little bit more this year than what they have in the past, trying to keep it a little bit more balanced, keep defenses a little bit more honest. I think they probably found a lot of people kind of unloading the box and trying to, cover, and and so you throw that run game back in there and you make people be more honest. Not only you got to cover the pass, but you got to take care of the run as well. And he runs the ball really well, and has in 2 games. He's broken off several long runs, and we got to watch him when they played Midland Trail at our place a couple Fridays ago, and that was one thing that impressed me right off the bat was their ability to run the ball and the running back's ability to run the ball, get in space. Big, thick kid, and has good speed and runs really hard and downhill, and so it kind of makes it a two-tone attack instead of you got to take care of. Now last year you had to take care of the run too, but it was after
Noah Collins
Noah
broke
took
containment.
off, I mean, you try to contain him, and then when he takes off, you try to catch him. So Noah's a great athlete, and we all knew that, and he's going to do good things. Saw him this past summer. Angie and I were at Texas Roadhouse, and he came in and just visited UC, and may have been in the spring, not the summer, but had just visited UC, spoke to him, and he ends up at UC, and I think he's going to be fine right there if he sticks with it and continues to work. And he's got a good one in front of him right now, but I was able to coach him too at the North-South game in Hambrick, and he's quite a few years older than Noah, and Noah sticks it out. I think he can step right in there and do the same thing that he's doing.
Yeah.
Both of them are very comparable. Very shifty kids with good speed and great arm strength.
So let's take it back a year to the air raid attack that they put on the field against
we
your
were past
defensive
that.
backfield.
Thought we were past that.
Listen, we're going to go past it right now. I'm going back to go forward. I promise. Okay, so your defensive backfield last year was tested pretty much throughout the year. I saw more passing attacks, I think. John, tell me if I'm wrong. It seems like we had more passing attacks last year than we normally do in AA football. Our guys seem to be tested so often last year that towards the end of the year they got really, really, really good. And, of course, now we go to this year, John, and we've got that entire defensive backfield back. Does it mean is there a difference in approaching Clay County this year knowing what they will bring to the table with the guys you have, or is it still you guys have got to be super hyper-focused on this stuff?
I mean, the secondary has to be focused. But I think what happened last year in that game kind of solidified what we did defensively from there on out. You know, we moved some guys around. Some guys got dinged up. We found Brabham a position on the defense, and I think from there, that's kind of what turned our defense into what they were. We had a great defense anyways, but moved some guys around, found some things that worked, and then our secondary just continued to get better throughout.
Yeah, we did some things at the end of the year last year that, you know, we didn't do at the beginning of the year that worked well for us, and you know, that some of that stuff was particular for the teams that we were playing, and you know, and so you got a new year, you got a new group, and you got to get a feel for where these guys fit at the best, and who the personnel is, and so you know, we've worked on some stuff, and we've tried to get guys comfortable in positions, and you know, hopefully, hopefully we can cover and do the things that we need to do in the back end, and up front we can keep contain and keep a spy and make sure that we take care of the run game. You know, I mean, it's like I said, you go from trying to take care of the pass with a little bit of run to taking care of the pass with a lot more run.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we talk a lot about trying to hold up their offense. Let's talk about our offense. One game under the belt with the brand new loaded backfield that we are looking at. And although the sample size was quite small for game number one, just simply because of the explosive plays, I thought that it does remind me a lot. John, I'll let you chime in here as well. It reminds me a lot of last year's team in that, who you going to key on?
Yeah, I mean, there's guys that are in different spots, but opportunities, and we saw it against Greenbrier.
I think that, obviously, and I said this, Coach, during the broadcast, we knew, and you had actually spoken last year to me a few times about Brody Proctor's explosiveness. He just was biding his time. Didn't have a lot of need to get him into that situation just yet, and so it's kind of like, ooh, let's keep that guy in a secret until next year. And then he shows, obviously, in very short work what he was able to do. I thought that the way Colton Starcher ran the ball, we knew that he was capable of it, but you take over that one of those main roles, and I thought that he ran just as hard and explosively as we thought he would as well. We're just scratching the surface, I think, on Javon Letourneau. I think that kid is going to be something extremely special. If not early this year, by the time it's all said and done, he's going to be extremely special. I thought that you know, putting Garrett Brabham in the backfield, again, I remember talking to you guys early last year saying, well, we got to find a place to put this kid on the field. We're just not sure where he's going to fit. He's surprisingly fit as a defensive end last year. So he moves into the backfield. I thought he ran the ball hard as well. So it gives you that extra option. I thought the guys really availed themselves in very small sample size.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have, played a half, and so it wasn't like you were watching for a full game, but, Brody ran the ball 3 times. I mean, you guys keep stats, 100 yards. Colton had 7 carries for right at 100 yards. Yep. And then Javon was 4 or 5 for, 80, 70-some, 80. Yeah. And then Garrett, what did Garrett have, 50-some? Mm-hmm. So, but that's,
it's the rhythm of the offense that you get into. And you saw it last year with the guys that you had. And it's nice to have those guys that you can kind of just deal.
Since we moved back to this style offense after the COVID year, it's really been very equal, and that's between 2 play callers. I mean, I was still calling the offense up until really last year, and then Coach May starts calling the offense, and it just continues because you go with the flow and you go with what's happening on the field and where you're at and the calls before and all that stuff goes into the system of calling the plays. But you can go back to 21 and look at the carries between Briar and Skyler, right, and Shea.
Yeah.
And as the season went on, it started getting more and more even as you went on, and
it wasn't purpose. It wasn't.
it
purposely
wasn't.
done.
And in 21, it was done that way without the true double wing,
Right. Yeah.
which is what we've kind of moved into more than a regular wing T offense. But yeah, it's not like you're keeping count. Well, this guy's had 3. I got to get 2 more for the other guy. You don't do that. It's just the flow of the game and what you're doing. And I think it's the beautiful part of our offense because it's not a one-back offense. It's not you got to stop this guy and hope that the other guy, his couple counters don't get you. It's
Right.
You've got truly 3, if not 4, possible running backs on the field at all times, and then you throw the pass threat into it, and so
It puts defenses in a bind, and it what it does is makes the defense. You just can't key in on one guy, and you've got to be defensively. You've got to be on top of your game.
yeah, you got to play responsible football, and you got to be. I think you got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You got to be disciplined to play your position and what it is that you're responsible for. So, it's been effective and it's worked out okay in the last couple of years.
Well,
so.
it's been effective and it's worked out, but it's also allotted to the offensive line and
Oh, my gosh,
and what
yes.
they do and their calls and their they're just a smart group of kids, and it's been that way. It's been that way. Once we've kind of gotten the system down, these guys learn the system, and it becomes like second nature to these guys. They step up to the line. They know what they're doing. They're opening the holes, and we are being successful.
Yeah, and I tell both groups. I didn't always coach offensive line. I was always. Up until a couple of years ago, I was always in the backfield.
Yeah.
And as a play caller, that's kind of like where you feel you need to be because you got to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. But man, you move the offensive line, and you just not that I didn't have the respect and the love for those guys before, but when you're in the trenches with them and you're working and you're teaching and you know what it takes to make those plays click.
Yeah.
And I tell the offensive line guys all the time. I tell them, I say, listen, you are the most important part of what happens here.
Yeah.
And without you, the guys behind you aren't any good at all.
Yeah, they can't
But
go
without
anywhere.
them, you're also not any good.
Right.
You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you don't have backs that can make what you do come to life. So it's a double-edged sword, and all those guys work hard, and I think they play hard for each other. And listen, playing running back in our offense isn't like. You're not going to line up and run the ball 20, 25 times a game.
Yeah, it's just
you're
not gonna
you're
happen.
going to block on more plays than you run the ball. And we tell our guys, hey, if you can't block, you can't play running back for us.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth of it. And I can show you some film from Greenbrier West where our running backs are blocking in the box. They're blocking downfield. Brody had a block on a run by Brabham on the first drive that I'm 100% certain that Garrett scored, but they didn't give it to him. but Brody absolutely smacked a linebacker and just dropped him.
Yeah.
But they all do that, and they know they have to. And
Right.
sometimes you got to forcefully remind them that it's their job to block as well. But also with that, I heard a guy speak at a clinic years and years ago, a Wing T clinic, and he said, on any given running play, all 11 guys have a blocking assignment. And he said people sometimes wonder, how can you block if you're not in the scheme of it, if you're the guy that's taking the fake. He said, that's your block. He said, if you can draw 2 guys with you, then you've blocked 2 guys
Yeah.
on your fake. So we remind them of that all the time. And, it takes all 11 guys. And that's always been my thoughts and my belief is, you can't put it on one guy, even if you have that one guy that is your motor in the backfield.
Yeah.
And we've been there before.
Right.
We've had years where the one
Right.
guy was the man,
Yeah.
But you still got to have the blocking up front. You still got to have everybody else that's getting in there and doing things. So proud of our system and proud of what we've been able to do on the offensive side of the ball. But like I said, I feel like we still got a lot to prove, and
We're just about to play our second game. Is all.
yeah. I mean,
And it's going to be a Friday night.
It could be.
Yeah, we haven't played on a Friday night.
We haven't yet. We haven't. It's weird. We
Yeah.
did. I felt like we did, but
Right.
a lot of other people didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I was belying the fact that I haven't been able to speak to Fred Persinger on a Friday night yet.
I know. You know
We're
what?
3 weeks in.
So the other night I was like, did Drew even call in? And I'm like, wait a minute.
Nobody
it was
called
a
in.
chance.
Chance Nobody called to. I mean, I guess I could have called Fred
Yeah,
on
you
his
could
cell
have just called him,
phone.
on
and-
his, called him at home and
just
said,
talk
hey,
good.
Fred, what's going on?
Well, another big opportunity, and finally we're back to some football here on Friday nights, folks. Looking forward to the next edition of this rivalry between Roane County and Clay County. The Panthers come in fresh off a victory at Buffalo, 1-1. Roane County 1-0, and it's going to be fireworks. There's going to be a lot of people in the stands, folks. We hope that you join and show up for the game. If not, you've got multiple opportunities now to watch this one. Our crew will be there. Of course, the Clay County crew from WVRC will be there to feed their fans as well. One thing I did want to mention, and Toby Ford is always good to keep us updated on everything, and we always forget this. And Toby, you're right. This is one group that we honestly often forget to talk about, and it is a sport that we have at Roane County High School, but in the midst of a Friday night football game, we're all busy doing our thing. Coach Burdett and the crew are all busy on the field, and we don't think about it. The Roane County High School cheerleaders, each and every week, they travel with the group. They are on the road. They are at home, and they are working their tails off to help get the crowd fired up during games, doing what they do. But on top of that, John, they have their own sport that they're working on. They're constantly working on routines for competitions, and they do have a competition coming up. The LKC competition is at Roane County High School again this year. That is November 13th. Now, Toby, I will ask you, now that we have fixed the internet issue in the gymnasium, would you like us to try this again live? Because I think we have that taken care of. Okay, so I am not going to go crazy telling people we're doing that yet until I can guarantee that the internet issue in the gymnasium was fixed.
I think we just forget it. We report results, and there's never results for them, so we just.
That's the thing. Not a lot of results, but we do want to give a whole props and a whole lot of shout out to the coaching staff and the cheerleaders each and every year. They are another integral portion of the games, just as the Roane County High School band is, the marching band, the cheerleaders. It's part of Friday night football. And I don't want to leave those girls out at all. They do such a wonderful job each and every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I said it all. I
Yeah, you did.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Coach, before I let you go, actually, before I give you the meteorology hat, I wanted to ask you, we talked about it last week. How did it go for you on game number 1 of the middle school season, watching your son, Brogan Burdett, run the offense for Spencer Middle School? How did it go?
I just sat calmly on top of the press box and watched what was happening.
I heard some things coming from up there.
I did hear, I listened to a playback. Defense, you better get closer to the ball.
Well, I
I was
still
screaming the
coach.
same thing, buddy. Trust me.
still
I'm like, what are
coaching.
we doing out there? Yeah.
You know, as in the moment, you want to be a dad as much as you can. You know, I'm not John. I'm not on the sideline with him. So if it was that situation, it'd be not dad. But try to be dad and try to soak it all in. You know, it's only 1 year, and then it's not dad anymore for the most part. So, but you know, we talked on the way home. You know, there's always things to get better at. You know, things to improve on, and but. You know, I was proud of the team. I thought they played really good. Thought they played hard, and you know, we'll give my 2 cents where I can, and try to.
I thought in the confines of the offense that was run, I thought he ran the offense very well. I think that he just ran the offense well and did what he was supposed to do.
Hey, I told him. I mean, listen. if you can get the ball to the running backs, and be successful at doing that, and make sure that everybody knows what the play is. We get up, we get set, we don't have any pre-snap penalties, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You're pretty successful in what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You know, talking about the offense and things like that, since being at the high school with these guys, coming back and helping out with the middle school this year, it's been really fun to put that offense in.
Yeah.
To run that offense with this group of kids, because we've got guys that you can interchange and move around, and there's even a couple guys that as we go, we're trying to get those guys plugged in and give them chances to see that, to get those opportunities as well. And I think as we go on through the season, we're going to do that. But everybody's kind of learning at the same time. But it's been a lot of fun to teach that offense and to be a part of that.
Well, it's something you know well.
Right,
so,
right. And but to be a part of that and then bring it to these guys, and then them like, oh, okay. And I even had a youth guy come in today that he'll be at the middle school next year. I'm like, well, come out here and listen in, man. You'll be out here doing this, next year for the middle school. You might as well listen in and hear what's going on. So that's been fun, and it's been fun to pregame, to get some film and watch and try to get these guys lined out and run the practices how we did at the high school when we kind of come out and show them what we're looking for and kind of set it up that way. That's been a lot of fun, and the kids have been really good. They really have been, and team-wise, they have become a very, very close group of kids that really, work hard for each other.
I'm sure Coach Burdett does not mind hearing those words and hearing kids getting involved in that program, the way they're getting involved in it, just the way it's meant to be, from the lower levels of the middle school up to the high school. Coach, thank you again for joining us. We wish you the best of luck coming up here on Friday night. Hate that the early week off happened. I feel like we're starting again fresh here for the season, but there'll be no doubt that you guys are going to be amped up for the game. Obviously, it is Roane County and Clay County. Kind of hard not to get amped up for that game. Okay, Coach, time now for the meteorology hat to come back on. We had some inclement weather last Friday night. I guess that's the only good reason to be off, because a lot of places had 4 to 5 hour games. Some of them had 4-day games.
We've been there before. I don't know if you guys remember it or
St.
not.
Mary's.
Yeah, that was
that was in late when I think there was about 3.5 people in the stands at 12:30 that night when we kicked it back off. Doesn't look like that type of weather this Friday. Low 80s on Friday, so by kickoff the game, the field's shaded. We're probably talking low 70s, 60s, and things are looking pretty good Friday as far as the weather goes. Dry.
Fantastic. Dry. We always appreciate that. And don't forget, folks, the new parking structure up there at the high school. Toby Ford was with us to talk about that. We invite you to join us on Friday nights. Make your trip up to County Stadium. There's no better time like Friday night. It is going to be a raucous crowd on both sides. There's going to be a lot of people in the stands, good weather for it, and a couple of teams who just love to try to beat each other better than any other
That's right.
in the state. John Penna, as always, you get the sort of last word.
Yep. Best of luck to our Yellow Jackets tomorrow as we travel to Wahama to take on a pretty good middle school football team. Hopefully we're prepared and ready to go and we stay healthy. And then Friday night, come pack the stadium, watch the Raiders and the Panthers for the however manyth time. Get after it. Looking forward to that, and just excited for a good few days of football.
Got to thank DW Excavating, of course, our exclusive sponsor each and every season for the Raider Review. Thanks to Jorge and his crew here at Route 33 Steakhouse. You'll turn me one of these days, John Penna. Thanks to Toby Ford,
Route 33.
the athletic director at Roane County High School, for joining us once again. Thanks to Coach Burdett for giving us his time. For all of us here at WVRC, I'm Drew Miller. Join us Friday, folks.